I think life is all about knowing your options. And we don't know our options. Man, there's so many options in life. We could never know them all. And the problem is, I see that we go around thinking, well, I can't do that because it seems like I have to have this to do it. Or I have to have that to do it. Like starting a restaurant. Man, the next interview you'll see that, man, who would ever thought that this is available to help you start a restaurant? People without money that need money to start a restaurant. There's a platform, that means a website, where you get people to invest in your website and they become partners, but they get, listen to this, they get like vouchers to come and spend money there, to spend the money that they invested. So if they invest $1,000 in your restaurant, they get like $1,000 of coupons to come to your restaurant and buy food forever. So they feel like an owner, but they're really helping you start your restaurant. I mean, gosh, I don't know anybody would have thought of this, a year ago, and it all happens on the website. You go to a banker, the banker going to tell you about that? No way. The banker doesn't even know how to spell that kind of stuff. They're just selling you money. So this is a way to get money that you're not even buying it. People are buying food in the future. So they're buying food in the future, and they're really investors. Then if you make a profit, you give them an extra dessert in the future, or another coupon, or whatever it is, a script to come in and spend money on yourself. And what's neat about this, as you're building up, this whole enthusiasm, right? I want to be in a restaurant business, or I want to be in a wine bar business, or whatever kind of thing, but I don't want to figure it out. I just want to be a big shot and go in there and be treated like an owner. They do. That's what it is. So you have extra money to invest in something like this. That's why there's websites to help you do this. And it's amazing. And so as the owner, this is where you're getting the money. People are buying food ahead of time. So you have money to set up your thing. And then, so also, see, when you open the doors in your restaurant, people come rushing in because they have to pay for this. So you have this buzz. 50 people showed up last night, the opening day of your restaurant. And so you learn how to have a good restaurant that way. And the buzz in the community. Look at the big line in front of that restaurant. Before it even opened. Gosh. I mean, it's just a brilliant idea. And then plus, listen to this, what else they do. They have a place where these people, who are opening restaurants, cook food for you to try. So it's at lunchtime they have some people cooking food that you can come in and you buy it, but to see if you want to invest in it. And the dinner is another. Man, it's just phenomenal. That's what I mean. Who would have think? Before it was, when I grew up, to build a restaurant. Well, now you need like $500,000 to take some place and gut it and change it into this and that and the other thing. And where the heck are you going to find that unless you know some fat cat or you're already a star or something like that? But this is for the people who aren't stars yet and want to be. And it's an avenue that wasn't open before. And that's what I see about the internet. Man, it's getting rid of all these people who were gatekeepers, the bankers, the venture capitalists and everything. And so you had to be a fat cat to talk with them, like a bank. Man, the bank gives you money when you don't need money. What good are they? That's how I got an MBA in 1970, whatever the heck it was. And they were teaching me stuff that I didn't know. You need money, you go to the bank. That's nonsense. If you don't need money, you go to the bank. So watch this interview. Keep your mind open. That's why when you're going out looking to do something in life, remember, you have no idea what the options are. And that's why it takes research. It takes scouring. It takes finding out what the hell's out there. Because you'll never ask those questions. Hey, is there a way I could get money to the people buy my food ahead of time before I open the restaurant? Who would have thought of that? See, we don't know the questions to ask. That's why work now involves doing research. And if you go Google, open up a restaurant, what the hell are you going to find? You'll find 1 million websites of people who want to sell you money to open up the restaurant. You never find options like this. It takes research effort. So you don't need money. You just need the perseverance to find that stuff. So watch this. Well, Johan Munasiga, and the website is Equity Eats. EQUITYEATS.com. I flunked English in college, so I spell for all this other illiterates out there to make sure they know what they're talking about. But I mean, you guys have like the coolest crowdfunding site in the world, for people interested in food, restaurants. You want to start a restaurant, you want to invest in a restaurant, you want to be cool at a restaurant. And also you outfoxed the SEC, did you? The Security and Exchange Commission. So investors can invest in your restaurant now, without, having to become a fat cat to do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for having us here.
Yeah, and that seems to be the neatest thing. Now I could invest in the hot restaurant. And you have an incubator now. You're downtown Washington, D.C. I have to come by you because I'm not far. I hang out down there. That people come in, they taste the food, they see. So they're raising money for a restaurant to open, in Washington. And so as an investor, I could invest up to like $2,500 if I want, right? And you're not going to smell my underwear and my tax returns and all this kind of stuff to do it. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So we allow anyone to invest, regardless of if they're an accredited investor or not, in the offering.
Well, accredited investor, one of those things, there are websites out there for investors, and you have to be what's called accredited investor. That means a fat cat. You got to have like $1 million in the bank or whatever, a high income and stuff like that. So really, you provide an opportunity for the rest of the 99%, right, to invest in restaurants.
Yeah, so basically what we found is that investors in restaurants end up being the best customers. And what we really wanted was the opportunity for people who love food to be able to invest in a local restaurant that they could see open and they want to open. And then once it opens, to go there all the time, enjoy their investment, get a return. So it's not like a donation. You're not donating to someone. You're getting an investment in their business. And as it does well, then you get a return back to you.
So in other words, if you're not a fat cat, you can invest in a restaurant, and what you get back, the money you're putting in the investment, you get in food and drinks and good times. And then as a percentage, because you're now a partner, you get more credits back to spend on the restaurant, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you invest less than $2,500, so let's say you invest $500. The day the restaurant opens, you get $500 in credit to immediately go to the restaurant, check it out, take a couple of friends. And then every year, based on the performance of the restaurant, because you're an investor, you get additional credit to the restaurant.
Wow. Is anybody anywhere doing this?
No, because it's sort of unique, right? So if you crowdfund an apartment building, you're not going to want credit, or they won't give you credit, maybe for your rent. But so it doesn't really work other than with local businesses.
So this is it. So that's why you're specializing in local restaurants. So local restaurants use your crowdfunding platform to get local investors, fat cats or small cats or skinny cats, any kind.
Just closed an investment round in a bakery here in DC.
Oh yeah, that looks terrific. That couple running the bakery, that's a wonderful video on your website there.
Bakery. So they raised $410,000.
Wow.
150 local investors.
Wow. So 150 of that was from local investors and non-accredited investors.
There were some accredited investors in that pool who invested larger dollar amounts. So they had, I think, 12 investors who invested $25,000 or more.
I see. Wow. Well, that's terrific, man. I mean, what an opportunity it gives for everybody. I mean, everybody to support a local business. I think that's the best thing. When, like all these chains are owned by somebody in Dubai or somewhere that you have no idea where they are. Yeah.
Yeah, we think that's the value of crowdfunding ultimately. Like, people can get money lots of different ways, right? There are a lot of, you go to a bank, you can get other investors, you can kind of, however you need to start your business, bootstrap it. But with what we believe, the power of crowdfunding really is having a big customer base. Right. So we think it works really well with local businesses. But
it also secures the foundation for the business. I mean, forever. Not just, if the fat gets angry at you, then the bank's gone, or somebody sells the bank to somebody else. And
Absolutely. You can imagine you have a 50-seat restaurant and you have 300 investors. Your place is always full.
So people are paying you to eat in their restaurant in addition to the food.
Yeah, exactly. And they love it, because if you're going to dinner tonight, you'll go to your restaurant.
Absolutely. You have friends in the town because you could be a big shot. They'll name a dessert after you.
Absolutely. We've had investors who, when their parents are in town, literally bring them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow. No, I remember there was a big hotshot restaurant in town here, and they had my book on the wall, and I'd always bring my friends. My book was on the wall,
Absolutely. So they paid $30 for your book, and they got.
Exactly. I'm there all the time, right? Well, that's terrific. So you're giving opportunities to people who want to start restaurants because you're a new way of finding income for that and starting. And actually, you have a local incubator space there so people could practice their food, right? But that's only in D.C., so anywhere else in the country, that's not. But now, I guess maybe people would love to come to Washington, open a restaurant so they could start at your incubator thing, find money for your thing, and invest in other restaurants that are great and know everything. I mean, that's just a terrific idea. Now you're going around the country, and people to find out about the website as an investor or even a potential owner is Equity Eats, EQUITYEATS.com. And you've only been at, what, 1-2 years? That's it?
Yeah, and we've been kind of changing, based on what the laws allow.
And you said you have an app, too, that when you become an investor, that you could follow your investment on your phone all the time.
Absolutely. So since we've actually crowdfunded restaurants, what we found is that, you have 350 investors. It's kind of difficult to manage 350 investors, right? Yeah. So we provide an app to the restaurants that does all of the investor management through there. I see. And the investors can be special. They have an app that only they get access to. They get, you can send push notifications so they get to know about specials. Check into the restaurant so managers know that they're there. They can track their credits. So it makes it really easy.
Make a reservation too?
Yeah, absolutely.
That alone is worth it. That's wonderful. Well, you're a delight, and I'm glad that you were smart enough to get around the government to figure out how to do this to make the rest of the world happy and not wait for them to get rid of this Jobs Act thing and going. And it's nice. I hear you worked with the local government in D.C. to make sure it happened here. And so it's nice you're thinking, of the bigger picture, too, besides just your own stomach and wallet or whatever. Well, thank you again, and good luck to you. That's Equity Eats, EQUITYEATS.com. Take care.
Thank you.